What's up, Guwm? So as you can see from the title, this is kind of a mix between a story time and a get ready with me, and we are going to get into all the tea about, you know, just tips on recognizing signs when you have outgrown friends, also tips in recognizing signs when people may not be your friend, they might just be cool people, or they serve a specific purpose in your life. So we're gonna get into that as I get undressed. I am down to friends. But without further ado, we're gonna get out of this outfit. I don't know about y'all, but I feel the most comfortable in a big old t-shirt and just undies. So that's what we're gonna do as we get ready and wind down for bed. But since this really has a lot to do with my face, because this is what I do before I go to bed, we're gonna zoom that bad boy in. All right, so let's just get into it real quick. So it's November now. October was a really, you know, a low-key strain on my mental health. Very much a strain on my mental health because I ended up losing two people who I thought were friends. One was actually my best friend, and the other was just who I thought was a friend of mine. But the real focus is just to really talk about like when you start to notice those signs, right? That things have changed, or, you know, where you've seen a friendship going, or just how a person is in general, just isn't who you thought they were, and it's okay. I took these losses pretty hard. Well, they're really doves, but I took them pretty hard because, you know, I am a stickler. Like, I feel like I choose my circle. Really, some things that you just need to like look at when you are, I guess, analyzing your circle or your friends or what have you, is like, what true value does that person bring to you right now? Or what true value has that person brought? And you can weigh the value. Some things, some people might find of increasing or high value while others don't. Like, for example, maybe you don't need people, your friends, to show up for you and come to like these special events or whatever, but maybe that's valued high on your friend's priority list. You know what I'm saying? But maybe that's not valued high on your priority list. It's okay. You can think about, you know, what that looks like for you. But I would just say that that's the first question you ask yourself when you start to, you know, evaluate your circle and who belongs in it. One of the main things I'll always say is that, like, you know, this is a part of the process. Like, everybody isn't meant to be, you know, everybody isn't meant to be with you every step of the way. As much as I hate to say it, they're sometimes not there for a long time. They're there for a season. Like, I learned that young from a Tyler Perry movie. Unfortunately for you or whoever, you might have thought that they were, you know, gonna be a part of your life, and that wasn't the case. Like, learn these lessons from me, because I don't want to be on here talking about my specific situation, because neither one of these two individuals valued me enough to give me a conversation or render me a conversation to close out the friendship or what we thought it was, you know? I feel like with anybody that you have relations with, that you consider at least a friend, I feel as though they deserve that conversation. Like, as simple as, hey, I feel like we've outgrown this friendship. I no longer want to be friends with you. I know at least the reason you feel like you've outgrown. Now, you could give me a little more than that, but that's enough for me, you know? That's enough for me. That's a closed out friendship. I really do value closure, whether I get it from the other side or whether I develop it myself. It will somehow be closed out. Okay, whether the block button is hit, whether I send that closure text or that we have that closure conversation, baby, it will be closed out. That's just point blank, period. For, you know, for those of you who maybe are going through some things like this, where you're reevaluating your circle and trying to figure things out, it is okay to outgrow people. It's okay for people to outgrow you. Y'all ain't on the same playing field, and maybe y'all will come back and y'all loop it back around later on in life when things have changed. I just don't know if I'm that person. Like, I don't know if I can come back. I don't know if I'm that person. I'm 29 years old, and I think I have a good sense of who I am, or at least my character. I make mistakes, don't get me wrong, I do. But I often feel like a conversation can really, really, really result in resolution. Whether it takes us a long time to get there or not, it depends on the two people. I valued two people in my life that didn't value me the same. Just a title. And unfortunately, this person, like, was one of the people was one of my best friends. And that's what really sucks. My actual longest best friend. I keep saying that's okay because life goes on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna meet some really outstanding people, and these experiences will help you to exercise sound judgment when you let people into your circle. What I will advise is to not be down on yourself. If you feel like you've done, you know, you were genuine in that friendship, you feel like you did your part in trying to reconcile, or, you know, you did what you needed to do because you truly did invest in y'all's relationship. But that's what I mean by, like, you know, certain things that you need to do when you're talking about continuing friendships, or, you know, just developing new ones. You definitely need to turn these losses into lessons. Don't get me wrong, I'm on here talking to you like everything is all peachy keen, you know, everything was all good, but that shit hurt my, you know, it hurt. That's just like investing money into a stock that plummets and you lose everything. And I don't even think that's a good analogy. Like, that's just like putting money into a house to renovate it, and the contractors that should fall through, or the pandemic hits. Like, that's what that is. Like, y'all invested time and energy into each other. Of course that shit gonna hurt you, you know? But one thing about you, one thing about me, is that we gonna be all right. Like, you're gonna evaluate those people that you put in your circle moving forward, and pray to God you don't make the same mistake. So now I'm just gonna talk about some people who I feel like I would consider people who have my best interests at heart, who are considered friends, and not necessarily those people who you just cool with, like I mentioned before. So I would consider people who, my friends who, you know, you looking out for me, you have my back, but just period, you have my back. I like those people who like wait for you to go inside and make sure your door locked before they pull off. Like, them the type of friends I need in my circle. But that's just one gesture of people who I feel like I can vibe with or mess with, or that's down, whatever. I just really feel like people look at the holistic picture of things. You know what I'm saying? If y'all got a disagreement, if y'all got a misunderstanding, none of that shit matter if you my friend. Because at the end of the day, we gonna figure it out. But when you start with that hooting and hollering, like, oh, we gonna fight woo, like, or you not concerned about my safety no more because we got into a disagreement, baby, them ain't your friends. Them ain't the type of people you need to mess with. But I would also say some signs that people are just, may not be, or for me, aren't cool, or can't be my friends, are those who move in silence. I.e., you got a problem and your mouth closed. I don't like that. Like, I'm not finna beg you to figure out what's going on with you. That don't make no sense. And I need to take my own advice. I think about 80% of the time I do that. I do voice my concerns, but the other 20% isn't me bottling up and being silent. It's me trying to really process in my mind how to come at you correctly so that you receive this with some grace versus how it first entered my mind. And it wasn't that graceful. So that's the other 20%, but you will understand where you gonna understand where LATRICE coming from. That's just so important. Like, Pearl, if I ask you to have a conversation with me and you not in the mood, it ain't even about like, oh, I need to cool off, like, woo, woo, woo. It's more so about the fact that you denied me the conversation, period. Not, oh, I'm trying to, you know, calm down my emotions so I can have a constructive conversation. No, you said you don't owe me that. Those two relationships that were severed, both people in their own way said that. While I'm sitting here trying to figure things out and have a conversation, they said no. So I said, say less. You ain't got to hear me, but you won't hear from me. Block. How you don't want to have a conversation with me, but you expect us to be cordial and cool like on socials and you still have access to me? That shit don't make sense to me. I don't know if that makes sense to y'all. If that do make, put it in the comments, let me know. But it don't make sense to me. It ain't giving. Make it make sense. Preach on it. My girl said, I'm gonna keep it black, but I'm gonna keep it brief. Not today. Not today. My last thing I'm gonna say about this, and my boyfriend had to tell me, like, you know, something that his cousin said, and he was basically saying, like, when your friends start acting funny about money, they ain't solid. Start acting funny about money, they ain't solid. And that was a catalyst to my second relationship, or the severance of that relationship with my ex-best friend. Talk to me. Y'all don't be willing to talk. So you want to talk, y'all want to have a conversation, then you allow me to make decisions without an informed. Hold on, let me back that up. Y'all don't want to talk, y'all don't want to have a conversation, so you allow me to make decisions without information. Come on, bars. All right, y'all. I know that Get Unready With Me was all over the place, but I hope you got some great products that I've been using really on a daily basis, as well as just some real hard down insights on just signs, my story, anything really that has to do with severed friendships. It just is what it is. It's unfortunate that it comes to that, but it's fortunate because now that's out the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, those people ain't meant to be for you. They ain't meant to support you. Focus on the people that's still here, who still holds you in a place of value. I hope y'all got something from that. If y'all want the links to everything, it'll be in the description. Also, don't forget to go check out my other channel, Life of LATRICE. I got a lot of updates on there, you know what I'm saying, so don't miss out. I love you. I'll see you all on my next upload. It is your girl, LATRICE. And remember to always protect your peace. I forgot where I was, but I'm going to be using it's a gnat in here and I'm irritated by it. Okay, I got some of that in my eye, bruh. My eyes are red along with this bump. It's okay. Take a little break from to Get Unready With Me, but that's gonna be like drinking this smoothie.